So, what do you do for fun now, Harold? You go to the mall and you go shopping?
Go to movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Go out to eat at places. I pretty much just sit on the computer and edit movies together a lot. And write scripts, movie scripts. I draw pictures and paint.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been doing that. I've been drawing since I was a kid.
And what do you draw? Do you like drawing horror type of pictures?
Or I draw chicks, I draw cartoons, I draw like flowers. Depends on, I get in a certain mood and then I'll just sit down and I'll draw whatever I'm mood.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you're actually, you're into a lot more than people I know that do nothing. They just do nothing in life, and they're perfectly healthy.
They're always like, yeah, people are always like, oh, I work and this and that, and I'm bored. And I'm like, what? If I could work, if I could go out and do something,
yeah,
I would be doing it, because I do all this stuff because you have to keep busy. Because then when you sit there, you know, that's whenever the bad things happen, or you can get depressed in there. You just sit there and you think about how bad life is. Well, don't make it that way, you know.
Well, how much money do you have left to eat at the end of the month, or once your bills are paid?
So, well, I get some food stamps, so that helps me. But I usually eat out because I don't really have anybody that can come over and cook or anything.
So you got to go
I go to McDonald's, you know, and that's like $5.
What about today? Like, where are you going to eat dinner today?
I don't even know. I got some soup in there.
You got some soup?
Yeah, some chicken noodle soup.
So you can cook your own food if you want?
My sister will make it for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She comes over a couple times a day to check on me. Because she works and raises 3 kids and has a husband, so...
She does the best she can for you.
Best she can, yep. She comes over before and after work. And
she's the only one that cares about you, then, really?
Pretty much. Well...
Your mom and dad? See them?
I talk to my dad, but I don't deal with my mom because I'm living here. I'm living here because what happened was, like I said, my mom was abusive, so she used to hit me all the time. She screamed at me. I mean, we used to scream at each other, but after like 20 years of being screamed at, you know, and abused, it just got to, you know, it was just terrible. So one day she called the cops and then told them I tried to stab her with a knife and all that.
Jeez.
And she had done this before because she used to call the cops. It was like a little game for attention.
Well, what were they going to do? Throw you in jail?
Oh, well, they would take me out of there. She got a PFA on me twice. And
how could she get a PFA off a guy in a wheelchair?
I don't know, but she did. She paid, and I lived there and paid her rent to live there.
And how old were you?
I was in my 20s when this happened.
And she's smacking you?
She used to smack me every day. Anytime she got a chance to, you know. Or leave me in the bed and not get me out of bed.
Oh my God.
Or, you know what I mean? Or take the phone, because she used to take the phone. I had a cell phone that I used to keep trying, if I needed to call for help. She would take the phone and just leave me in the bed, you know. Just torture me. I don't know why. Like I was a little kid too, you know.
Maybe because she had to let out her frustration because
she's abusive.
She blames you.
No.
For her situation?
She said I used to blame her, but I didn't blame her because I knew it was something that happened. But she was with alcoholics and drug addicts her whole life.
Okay.
They used to hit her and stuff.
So that's her way of dealing with frustration.
Yeah, but still, you got to learn to deal with that. You don't hit other people just because you've been hit. You know?
Well, especially a person in your condition.
I can't defend myself.
You can't defend yourself.
She's big, like 400 pounds, and I can't even move, and she has to lift me out of bed, and there's no reason to torture me, you know.
Wow.
So, the last time, after they PFA'd me, one time they took me to the hospital and they let me go, and then the second time, they kept me in the psych ward.
Wow.
Because they were trying to, she 302'd me or whatever it was. Yeah, because I told her, I said, don't come down to this, I'll go stay in the alleyway, you know, I don't want to have to go to jail. And she used to tell me every day, well, something's going to happen, you know. So I was, just to leave me, like, scared every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day the cops showed up at the door, they grabbed me out of the house, I didn't have a shirt on. They left my wheelchair and they lied and said, oh, we'll get your wheelchair and bring it up. And I was in the psych ward in that waiting room for 6 hours, like the room that you wait, you know, with the glass.
Right.
in a regular wheelchair in pain with my legs like dangling, you know.
Jeez.
It was like the worst. No dinner, because I hadn't had dinner yet, you know.
And no one really cared.
They just stuck me in the room, yeah. And then I had to stay there for 8 days. It took them that long to figure out I wasn't dangerous to anybody or myself.
It took them 8 days to figure out that you weren't a danger to anybody.
Yeah. After 3 days, they did like one of them review things, and my mom had came in there, and then somehow she talked them in because she's very manipulative.
She talked them into keeping you for 8 days.
So they kept me more. So I lived with my sister when I got out for a couple months, and then my dad found me this place because he used to rent off the landlord, so I got to get out on my own.
Does your dad come to see you?
He's ill. He just had a couple hernias, but he had been to see me. And
How old is he?
He's in his 70s, I think. His wife had just died. He had just got married a few years ago. He had finally found somebody after all those years. Because when him and my mom got divorced, my dad never got remarried until recently, like a couple years ago.
Wow.
And they moved to Rochester, got a place, and then he said she had got cancer. I hadn't heard from him for like a year or two, and then she got cancer. She was older than him a little bit too. So and then he had to go to the hospital and go to the treatments with her and all that.
Wow.
And then I talked to him, and he just had hernias, and he's having things happen. And I learned all my good stuff from him. And he's a carpenter and an artist. He was a handyman, and all his life he was always active and always did everything, even more than he should have did, you know.
So you think some of that was genetic that was passed down to you, your talent, or?
Yeah, because in his brain and all that, because he was always trying to figure out everything. You know, he was funny, or he's funny, you know, and so I think I got all that from him, you know.
So you got an apartment here, and you get paid $650 a month to live this life. You barely have enough left for food. Your sister comes over to take care of you a couple times a day. Other than that, that's it. No one else gives a rat's ass about you. And I think it's a crime.
A lot of people say they do, and they come in and out of your life, but then that's it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it is a crime because there's a lot of dirty people and stuff that got a lot better. You would think they got a better life. They probably got their own demons, you know, but they're rich and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Or they have a woman, you know, and they're married and they have kids. They take it all for granted. It's not that easy. I'm 30 years old and I'm not married yet. I'm trying to find a person that's going to care about me and just treat me like anybody else, and that's going to want to take care of me and be beside me, and I'm going to be beside them with what they do in life.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what did the doctors tell you about your situation? They gave you
just said it was going to burn out.
So they didn't tell you, oh, you're going to live till you're 50 or 60 or?
No,
nobody knows.
None of that. Nope. That's why I try to live every day. Because when I got older, I just started realizing more and more, you know, that life is short, and I try to live every day like there's no tomorrow. You know, and that's kind of hard to live sometimes, you know. Because
sure.
Then you're broke because you spend money because you're like, well, what if tomorrow ain't here?
Right.
You know.
Right. What good is the money when you're gone?
Exactly. That's what I try to tell people. They're like, well, you bought a Jason mask or a hockey mask or an autograph. You spent $20 for an autograph at the show, you know, because when I go to shows,
that's what makes you happy.
That's how they get their money. Yeah, and I'm like, well, hey, I wanted that, and when you die, you know, what good is the money if you're gone tomorrow?
Why deny you happiness?
I want to be good. You know? I want to feel good today, and I want to be happy today.
With your situation, you should have as much happiness as you can get, man.
That's what I hope. That's what I try every day. And that's what keeps you going, because you hope that there's more good to come, because there's a lot of bad stuff, and sometimes there's good stuff. And then you hope, and you know, you can't have the good without the bad, so you hope that the good's going to be way better.
So, what are a couple of things that you want to say to the Howard Stern Show? Let's go back to the Stern thing and why we started making this. What do you want to say to Howard, since you haven't listened in a while?